Welcome, everybody, to Lights, Camera, Pop, the podcast that is dedicated to all things pop culture, entertainment, comics, movies, you name it, under the sun, music, cartoons, TV. We got it here for you, and this is the podcast for you. I'm your host, Rich.
And I'm your second host, Mike. How's everybody doing?
Sorry, I don't know if I don't know if I threw you under the bus or anything like that. Figure I'd pause for a second and let you come on in.
I was like, huh.
Yes. Oh, okay. Well, we'll just go with it.
Yep.
How's everything going, man? Episode 5.
I know, 5. Holy crap. We're keeping this baby alive.
Yes, and what makes me very happy about it is we have not missed an episode yet. And I think, like, on my last podcast, like, because there would be always some kind of mishap, whether it would be computers or microphones or just technology would always interfere. So there would be times where I'd go a week without recording, and it would kind of drive me crazy. But this so far everything is going good. Um, Definitely loving this show. This new show is going really good. Getting a lot of props on it too.
The cool thing about it is, like, we actually, like, really, really look forward to recording this, too.
Yes,
It's not like it's a chore. It's not like it's like, oh, man, I gotta go record the podcast. You know what I mean? It's, oh, cool, I get to go record the podcast.
yes,
There's a big difference.
and it was like even this past week, it almost got to the point where you guys almost had a bonus episode. Um, but I mean that it just fell through. It just the planets weren't aligned yet, but they will. Uh, be prepared because I'm sure there will be some bonus episodes throughout the course of this show.
Oh, I'm sure.
And I apologize.
Lights, camera, pop after dark.
Oh, good God. Oh shit. Yeah, I'll apologize right now if you hear me clearing my throat or if I sound like I'm gurgling saliva or something. I I was working with my bathroom all day, so so laying linoleum and painting some stuff and doing light fixtures. My wife, my son, we tackled it, uh, putting in a new toilet and everything. So I was just kind of decompressing, and we got a log cake from Sam's Club yesterday, and it was freaking delicious. And I needed to just kind of take a minute. So with the milk, the fudge on the fudge icing or whatever, it's kind of messing with my throat a little bit. So I apologize, but hey, at least it's not static.
Ain't that the truth?
I'm so
Ain't
happy.
that the truth?
Yeah, I'm so happy we got rid of the static. 'Cause I
Yeah,
think
that
that was one of the
static
biggest
was.
things that a lot of people talked about.
Yeah, the static, unfortunately, in the first, what, 4 episodes, three
3.
episodes, were it sucked because, like, I thought that those episodes were really great with the topics and how we were getting along and how we were coming up with all our stuff. But that was just that one thing. It was like the nails on the chalkboard. You know what I
Yes.
mean? Like, it was like everything sounded good, but that just totally sucked the air out of the room.
Yes, it did. Yes, it did. And I'm just so happy. And that's why I always tell everybody, like when I start to meet people and I tell them, hey, I got a podcast and everything, I always tell them, like, hey, just so you know, if you're going to listen to it, start like be aware that you're going to hear some static in the first few episodes, but episode 4 it kicks in with no static whatsoever, and
Yeah, but
now we're rolling
episode
strong.
4 grabs you.
Yes,
Yeah,
100%. Grabs you and kicks you in the balls.
right.
So what's been on, man? What'd you do all week?
I've just been in a state of recovery since that surgery. Cause, like, you'd be surprised how much you like because, like, you use your hands. Like, I know
Yeah,
that's a stupid statement because you use your hands for pretty much everything, but, like, because I'm limited with how much I could pick up and do with my right hand. I can't pick
sure.
up anything past a coffee, like a cup of coffee.
Right.
So it's like, and I'm just like, okay, I'll take it. Oh, man. Like, it just sucks. Like, I can't do anything. So I pretty much have just been relaxing, like doing some comic book stuff. Like, I'll literally drag a box out from the room, and then just go through stuff and just bag and board, and just little things that I can do that doesn't hurt, all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
Just kind of getting ready for the next up and coming show.
You had a couple episodes ago. You had mentioned that you have some coming up. What have you got coming
Yeah,
up? What have you got lined up?
Well, like coming up soon, like the closest one I got coming up soon is next month, July. I got the Butler toy show coming up.
Okay.
But it's not just a toy show. It's like toys, comics, like collectibles, all that sort of stuff. So I'm looking forward to that one. Like that's usually a pretty good show. We did it the first time the very beginning of the year. This one's going to be on Saturday, July 19th. It's from 11 to 4. It's a cheap show to get in. It's like $10 for early bird. And I want to say it's like just a couple bucks for like the regular entrance fee.
Oh, that's not bad.
So it's definitely a show that's worth doing, and worth going to, I should say, because like if you're like a purist for comics, like it's a really, really good one. I was going to do the Pittsburgh Record Show in July.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't really made up my mind if I'm going to do that one yet, because that one is kind of a slow show. But
what makes
I'm kind of like
show?
on the fence of doing it.
What makes it kind of like a slow show? Is it? I mean, I don't want to say like, is it the fact that it's vinyl? A lot of people.
No. Like normally, like when I say a slow show, like a slow show could hit anything. It could hit a record. It could hit a toy. It's usually has to do with a lot with the timing.
Okay.
It seems like the record show in July slows down because a lot of people are A, on vacation, B, it's beautiful out, so they don't really want to stay in a room and just look at crap all day long. And so like the record show seems to slow down. Now the toy shows tend to do approximately the same. Like all year, like they don't really go up in attendance or go down in attendance.
Okay.
Like in the summer, they usually kind of seem kind of like even keeled, but it just seems like with the record shows like that's odd. Then I want to shout this out. In Republic, PA, if you're in the area of Brownsville, Uniontown, California, all that stuff, there's a thing is called the Rose Garden Center for the Arts. It used to be the Holy Rosary Church. After the diocese closed the church, it was bought by some locals, and they have turned it into an art center for the local people around. They do plays there, they do art stuff, all kind of things like that. So they're doing a thing to raise some money to upgrade a lot of like the sound equipment and the light equipment and different things like that at the center.
Mm-hmm.
So on Saturday, August 2nd, they're having a big community market, flea market, vendors, local sellers, craft people, food trucks, everything like that. Is all going to be there. So I'm going to be vending there as well, comics and stuff like that. So I just feel it's a great thing to kind of give back to the local areas. And my daughter does some stuff with that place, like different plays and everything like that.
Yes, I remember seeing that.
Yeah, so I'm going to jump into that one and do it. Then I have coming up after that. Oh, I got Gross Fest coming up after that in August as well, which is a neat one.
I talked to Tom not long, like when I was doing the horror show.
Okay.
And I was trying to get him on the show, and just things kind of fell through a little bit. But yeah, that's awesome. That's so awesome, and like that con seems so cool.
Yeah, I'm doing this. This will be my very first time ever vending at Gross Fest.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, I met them through Brownsville Screams, like when they would do Brownsville Screams, the horror event over in Brownsville.
Yeah.
He was always vending there. So the first time they did Brownsville Scream, he and I, our tables or our areas were literally like right next to one another. And so we hung out the whole day and just kind of like BS'd, and we're pretty cool with one another. And then I didn't do Gross Fest that year because I just couldn't. I had things going on, and I think vendors' tables were already sold out.
Yeah.
So next year, so then the following year came up, and we talked about it, and I didn't do it then either because we went away that time. Like when they were doing it, I wasn't going to be in town. So then this year came up, and he's messaged me. He's like, "Hey, do you want to do it?" He's like, "We'd like to have you there." So I was like, "Yeah." So we were able to line everything up. So I'm doing Gross Fest, and then after that, I'll keep you guys posted on everything. But like the big ones that I have lined up after that that I know are definites is the Pittsburgh Comic Book Show,
Yeah.
which is in South Hills. And
Okay.
that is just a pure comic book show.
That's at
There's
the
no.
Crown Royal, isn't it?
What was that?
It's at the Crown Royal, isn't it?
Yeah. That's just a pure comic book show. It's fantastic. No um no oddball stuff in there. Like no one's going to be trying to sell you fudge. No one's going to try to sell you some soaps or anything like that. It's just straight up comic books. So if you're like really looking for a pure comic book show, that's the one to go to. And then I have Erie Horror Fest coming up in October as well.
Okay.
So
Great. That's awesome. So I did real quick just to backpedal to the Rose Garden one. What date was
yes.
that on again?
Oh, hold on one sec. Give me a half a second here.
I was questioning because you said August. I thought you said August 19th, but
No, it's Sunday, August 2nd.
August 2nd. Okay.
Yes. Yes.
Saturday.
Saturday, August 2nd.
Okay.
That's what it is.
Gotcha. Okay. So I was like, wow. I was like, that's weird because it was on a Tuesday. But
Yeah, so
I'm
it's
stupid.
Saturday, August 2nd. I'm looking forward to it. Like it's that's one of those ones that like I know I'm not gonna like be like, okay, great, I'm gonna come out of there with like, selling millions and millions of dollars worth of comic books. But I mean, like, I never do. But like I know like at least this is going to like a cool cause, and it's going to like a local thing, and I like doing it. That's the reason why I jump on that Brownsville Scream, just because uh I like to help out the local stuff. It's 5 minutes from my house. I get to see old friends, and I hang out, and there's food trucks, and Amy and I'll eat, and we'll hang out and just have a good time, like seeing people, and like, we get to sell some comics, and we get to have a good time. Anytime I get to do that, I'm always I consider it a win-win, And
Sure.
for this thing, like the tables for a vendor space is only $20, so I'll gladly give $20 to help out a worthy cause,
Yeah. Definitely. So everybody should mark that Saturday, August 2nd. I think that's definitely
Yes.
something everybody should drop in and say hi and support some local.
Yes, please come say hi. Like Rich just said, support the locals, man.
Yes.
Like we're all in it together.
100%. I honestly haven't been doing much of anything. Just working around the house and stuff, doing little things here and there. Working my 9 to 5, which it's not really a 9 to 5. It's more like 5 to 2, 5 to 3, something like that.
Right.
And even on Wednesday, like, did I watch? Like, I don't even recall watching very much of anything. And normally I do. I think I like threw on a couple episodes of Boy Meets World.
Oh, that's funny.
Oh God, like I've been watching a lot. I love tuning into the old stuff. It makes me feel young again, and
it's nostalgic.
Yes, it really is. But yeah, not really too much going on. I did see, and this one kind of threw me out. Well, actually, real quick, let me throw a couple shout outs myself.
Okay.
I tell you what, like a guy reached out to me the other day, and he messaged me wanting to potentially be a guest on the show, and I'm like, we can make something happen. I'm sure we could. He's a local filmmaker from Pittsburgh. Todd Wolfson.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, Todd Wolfson. He got a film coming out called Batshit. That's the title, Batshit. And let me tell you, he sent me the trailer, and it is insane looking. He definitely has a creative mind, and I love that, and definitely want to talk to him more about that. But yeah, congratulations on getting that done. Big shout out to him. And
Yeah, let's work on getting him on. If he's a local
yeah,
and he has a movie out, and especially if it's called Batshit, I got to see it.
yeah.
So like, let's definitely get that cat on.
Let
That
me tell you,
sounds awesome.
his like references. He said it's like Beetlejuice meets Evil Dead, and I'm like, oh man.
You have me now. Like,
Yes.
I got to see this, and I will help promote it as any way I possibly can.
100%. It does, and it actually made me beg the question in my mind, going, "What if Tim Burton was offered the directing role of Evil Dead?" Like,
Oh my god.
that would be so insane. It would be fun, and it would turn it into a kids movie almost. I think. Well, I don't want to say a kids movie, but like, look at Sleepy Hollow or uh, Sweeney Todd. I mean, while they were like adult themed movies, I mean, essentially at the end of the day, when you hear Tim Burton attached to it, you're gonna allow your kids to watch it anyway.
Oh yeah.
So
Yeah, Sweeney Todd is probably the closest that you would get to like, okay, maybe don't let the kids watch a Tim Burton movie. You know, like in all honesty, I mean, like with the slicing of the throats and the way they did it, but it was still campy. You know what
sure,
I mean? It was still campy, but at the same time, like I'm sorry, but like Walking Dead was more brutal than that. But still, like that's the closest that I think we've ever come to a contentious Tim Burton movie.
yes, yeah, it really has, and I'm like, I could see it, I could see it, but yeah, back to Todd. Again, I'm rooting for this, and we'll definitely look forward to getting you on. Um, definitely on the show sometime. And
Heck yeah.
I'll post the trailer up on the Lights Camera Pop page on Facebook,
Oh,
and that way
perfect.
everybody can check it out. Um, some, I tell you, a passing. There was a few passings this week that just was like, wow, that's kind of crazy. Like Bobby Sherman,
Yeah.
like he was a pretty big icon, like in the '60s,
60s.
and
Yeah.
um, he just I can't. I've honestly, like, I know who he is, but and I'm like just stuttering around a little bit, but um, yeah, he was. I knew he was a big icon up there though, but the one that really got
Oh, he was a
me,
teen idol. I mean, like he
yeah,
really
he
was. He
was
was
up
a
there
teen
with
idol.
like oh god, like
What he did, like um, Little Women in like '69.
good lord, jeez, whiz. Um, and that's I was gonna bring up his like IMDb and stuff like that because yeah, he played a lot of stuff. He was in he part of soundtracks all over the place. He was in Frasier. Um,
I mean, like he has probably like music wise, probably like a almost a dozen records.
oh yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. It's
like
pretty sad
or
that like
more.
oh yeah, definitely. Um, but then the one that really like last night was it yesterday or day before yesterday. Um, actually, I think it was yesterday. Uh, But um, Bob Elmore had passed, and a lot of people aren't going to know the name. If you're in the horror realm, uh, you will definitely know the name. Bob has been known for a lot of stunt work, and he did stunts in Pirates of the Caribbean, The Adventures of Rocky and Bullwinkle, Being John Malkovich, City of Angels. I'm just naming off stuff. Doctor Giggles, Uncle Buck. He was a stunt double, Who's Harry Crumb, License the Drive, which I love that freaking movie, The Monster Squad, but the biggest one is he was also Leatherface in the Texas Chainsaw Massacre Part 2
Two.
with good old Bill Moseley, Chop Top.
Oh
Um,
wow.
and what's funny is Texas Chainsaw 2. We had talked last week about how Jaws 3 was like my first Jaws movie. Texas Chainsaw
Yeah.
2 was my first Texas Chainsaw Massacre movie. So it has always held like a special place in my heart. And he was at Horror Realm down in Pittsburgh. Uh, Big shout out to Rich Delzato putting on a great con for that. But he was down in there, and I never got to meet him. I was a little bummed out that I
Oh,
wasn't able to. But I heard he
that
was a
sucks.
genuinely nice guy all the way around. But yeah, big shout out to Bob and his family. You know,
Yeah, it's a
it's
shame.
sad. It really is.
Yeah, I wasn't like terribly familiar with a lot of his stuff. Yeah. But it's just a shame when anybody passes, like period. Especially like somebody that like really touched so many people's hearts. You
Oh
know what I
yeah,
mean? And
or
like
sawed through them.
like celebrities. I know. Yeah, I know it sounds weird, like talking about that, like saying like these people touched your heart, but I mean like they truly have. Yeah.
Oh, 100%, absolutely. And I always said that, like with Paul Rubens when he died. You
Yeah.
know, it's just like that's your childhood, and like despite all the controversy and everything, you know, he still kind of raised you in a way,
Yeah.
and so it's like you will always hold a special place for him.
What was the biggest celebrity passing that hit you the hardest? I'm not talking like recent. I'm talking like out of everyone that's like so far, like when you become conscious of all this sort of stuff. The
Um,
celebrity that you were just like, oh my god, I can't believe he's dead.
and you know, and I'm just gonna say it just because we were just mentioning it, but to me at this moment, the main one that comes to mind is Paul Rubens because like,
Really?
especially and I felt that way even like the day because I remember I was in Maryland working and I just happened to look on social media and it came through and it was like breaking minutes and I was just like, oh my god! And then it just hit me. I was like, that kind of hurts. Now, like a couple of the others, like a couple, I don't want to say honorable mentions, but a couple of the ones that did, like David Bowie and
Okay.
Prince, like because I listen to their music all the time.
I
They
was
were a big part
when
of my
Prince
music.
passed, I was on my way to um what's it called? To Dauphin County, PA. Like I was heading to not Hershey, but the capital.
Hmm.
And because I was, get this ready, I had to testify in Pennsylvania's largest political corruption trial.
What the freak? I,
Yep.
I I don't even know what to
That would be
say to that.
that would be a story for another time. But
Yeah,
yeah, I had to testify in the largest um, political corruption in our state's history.
yeah. Wow.
Told you I was cool. Um, but yeah, Prince is a big one. But the one that hit me the hardest, really, the one that hit me the hardest was Joe Strummer
Okay,
from
I can
from
see
the
that.
Clash.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, like that was like being kicked in the balls twice. Like I like literally like it's the first time I was just like, oh my god, I almost wanted to cry. Like
Yeah.
that was like because my cat's trying to eat the wall from one.
A lot of people, I think a lot of people would expect us to say stuff like Robin Williams or Chester Bennington, stuff like that. Um, uh, but yeah, I don't know. They weren't really like while I enjoyed their careers, and I'm very happy that their legacy will continue to live on. Um, yeah, I just the Paul Rubin one just really struck with me.
Well, I mean, like Paul was like such an iconic individual. He truly was. I mean, Pee Wee's Playhouse, Pee Wee's Big Adventure, Big Top Pee Wee. I mean, like, and then not even like his stuff that like his the Pee Wee Herman character. I mean, like when he was in Blow and different movies like that as like as Paul Rubens.
Right.
Um, I mean,
The
he was a fantastic actor. He was
he was a great character actor.
he was a good person in general.
Yes.
Like he just was a good person. And that's I think it's the people that hit us the hardest are the people that are also the most genuine.
Yes. Which is also going to take me up to the next one that like it's kind of morbid that we're talking about this, but I look at it more of a celebration that we're talking about these
Yeah.
people. But I tell you what, and somebody else who sticks up there with me, and he is, and I don't want to say I think he's on par with Paul Rubens, is Sid Haig. Excuse me.
Okay.
It was at a horror realm that my son Mikey and I were at, and we got to meet him. And there was a guy in front of us, and he was like, "Oh, do the clown bit for me." And he was like, "What's the matter? Don't you like clowns? Aren't we fucking funny?" And just to see him do that right there, and it was just breathtaking to watch him do it. And then, we get up there, and I told him, I said, I just wanted to meet you, say thank you for all the years that you've given us, and all your roles, your characters. You've given us so much entertainment. We shook and almost gave like a little bit of a hug and everything. And I didn't get an autograph, which I'm okay with, but his autographs, he's always charged $20, no matter what, no matter what the item was, whether it was a picture or a toy, whatever. It was always just a $20 minimum, and he never charged for selfies.
That's awesome.
And the guy behind me, he took my son and I's picture with him, and he the picture was just a little bit blurry. And the following year, he was back at Horror Realm, and I'm like, "Oh yes, I'm gonna go back. We're gonna redo this picture," and then he ended up passing. And I was just like, man, that sucks. And then but he was such a nice guy. And I always rank him up there with Chili Billy, like Bill Cardell, because he was like one of those guys that he was just as happy to meet you as you were to meet him. Like he was a big fan of his fans.
Like another one for me, my last one was, we'll move on for this. My last one was Neal Adams. He passed in 2022. And if you don't know who Neal Adams is, Neal Adams was a comic book artist and writer, and really known for some of the most iconic 70s, 80s, 90s, whatever, Batman covers. And he did so much other stuff besides, Batman. But I mean, like Neal Adams was just, his art was just phenomenal. Again, a super nice guy. The Batman stories and the other book stories that he did, like his writing was not as strong as his art, but his writing was very, very good, but it was not as strong as his art. I loved his writing, but there are better Batman stories, but his art, like if you can look at you can look and be like, that's an Adams cover. That's a Neal Adams cover.
I was going to say, he did a lot of the 80s. He did a lot of the like late 80s, early 90s Batman covers too.
Oh yeah, well he worked well up until the year of his death in 2022.
Wow, that's awesome. Like, and like you could tell just by that he loved doing what he did.
I think I talked to you before about we talked in an earlier episode about Poison Elves, so that's the only reason why I didn't bring up Drew Hayes, just because like I already talked about him.
Nope, nope, I understand that. Um, so while we're like, let's kind of like flip this from that same thing. Let's flip it for a
Okay.
second. And what about the people that you've got to talk to? Like while they're still here, you've got to hang out or you've got to meet them and anything like that. Have you had any kind of like really cool um moments with some celebrities?
Oh yeah, yeah. I've Kevin Smith. Um, got to meet him. Super, super, super nice guy. Um, got to do like an interview with him and do a few other things with him, and we went down to like when they were filming Dogma. We got to see a lot of that being shot down at the airport.
Mm.
He was super nice. A couple other things that happened with him there and different things, but Kevin Smith was a sweetheart. He's a super, super nice guy, really funny. Um, John Cusack, I got to meet John Cusack, and a lot of people like you'll hear a lot of people like say like, "Oh, he was a jerk," but I'll be dead honest with you. I thought he was fantastic. He was really super nice to me. We talked about we didn't talk about anything about movies. We didn't talk anything about that. He is a huge Clash fan, okay, just like me,
Mm-hmm.
and he's also a big political nerd, just like me. We've talked about that before,
Yeah.
but he wrote a book on Edward Snowden. He co-authored a book when he went over to Russia to meet Edward Snowden, and the book is titled "Things That Should and Should Not Be Said." And if you don't know who Edward Snowden is, I'll just do a real quick bio real quick just for the listeners. I'm sure they know, but Edward Snowden was a contractor for the Central Intelligence Agency, the CIA, and he basically downloaded tons of secrets and started leaking them out saying this is what our government's doing, and the government got really jacked that he was like spilling the beans, and they wanted to arrest him under the Espionage Act and everything like that, and fled the country, blah blah blah. Now he lives in Russia.
Hmm.
But so John Cusack wrote this book, and I got a copy of it, and I'm waiting in line, to do the to do the meet and greet for him. And all these people have like, posters and DVDs and VHS and all these different things like that. And then, so he's just like, okay, great. Like, thank you. Like sign it. And then I just slid the book in front of him. And then like his head was kind of down. He's like looking for a new pen whenever I got up to him. And he just like looked up and he saw the book and he had this huge smile on his face and he opened it up and then he like looked up at me and he goes, "So what you think of it?" And then we talked about politics and we talked about the book and we talked about for for several minutes. Like normally it's like it's like okay, thank you, bye, thank you, bye, thank you, bye. But like his handler kept trying to like get me out of there, and John was like, "I'm talking to the gentleman."
Oh,
And
that's so
so
cool.
like yeah, so I got to talk to him and then he signed my book and everything like that. And then like we shook hands and we BS for a few more minutes and then I got out of the way because I mean like his line was a mile long. I didn't want to be a jerk and eat up a lot of time. But like so he was super nice. I've had the opportunity in my life to meet a lot of cool people. And I've become friends with a couple of really cool people as well. I'm just going to keep names to myself.
Hmm.
Um, but
That's fair.
my how do I want to say it? Like my bad dealings with celebrities. Um, I could probably. I mean like I've had those are more memorable to me than the good stuff because I've never really had a bad experience except for like maybe three
I've had
three bad ones and
one. I've had one.
yeah.
Yeah, I've had one, and a few stuff that like I've got to do is like I got to, of course, doing the show, like talking to people is one thing.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, it's still cool, You get to interview them, and even sometimes like a few guests that I've had on the horror show, didn't feel like an interview. It was just more like let's just talk about your body of work. Like we don't have to really go into much, but just tell me about it. Like what happened? Like I never got into any of the bad stuff that they went through, um and everybody was always so great. C. Ernst Harth was amazing. Um, he was the baby. He was the man child in 13 Ghosts, and
Oh, okay.
he was the miner in Scooby Doo too, and he was in a lot of other things. So in a lot of stuff. Um, he was super awesome. Billy Pawn, and he's a filmmaker from Texas, and he has the movie Circus of the Dead, and he's got Circus of the Dead 2 coming out. Got to talk to him. Super awesome guy. But, a lot of the times the people that I've found just being in contact with, like you almost have more of a personal touch with them. Um, Sid Haig was one, but I've already mentioned that. But Brian
Right.
O'Halloran from Clerks, Dante,
Yeah.
he was at a horror con with David Madison doing a press for Hush, Mr. Hush, and my son and I was there. I think it was the same year that we met Sid, and we were talking to Brian a lot. We talked to him a lot, and like I'm on a first name basis. We were talking to Brian, but no, we were talking to him a good bit, and we did. We talked about Clerks and um, genuine guy, genuinely nice guy, very humbled.
That what's his name? Michael Hughes, Miko Hughes.
Mhm.
He was in like Pet Cemetery, the little kid in Pet
Yeah,
Cemetery, and he was in oh God, what
he
else?
played Gage.
He's been yeah, yeah, yeah. He's in Kindergarten Cop. He was like, the girls have a vagina and boys have a penis. That kid.
Yeah.
Um, he was also in Spawn, Apollo 13, a couple other things. But he was in Waynesburg at a convention I was doing in Waynesburg, and my one buddy Derek really wanted to go because he wanted to get an autograph from him. So I was like, all right, look, but Derek was at work and he couldn't get off, so I was like, look, I'll get it for you, not a big deal. So, um, I walk up to him and I was like, hey man, how you doing? And we're BSing, and he's like, oh, you're the vendor over there, right? Because you were like, it wasn't a big convention, it was a small one, and I was like, yeah, I'm right over there. So he pulled out an 8x10, signed it, and gave it to me. He's like, vendors get a free one.
Mhm. That's
So he
awesome.
Yeah, so he and I talked for like a couple of minutes. He came over to my table and we BS'd for a while, and like we talked, and he took a picture with my daughter and stuff like that. So I mean, like, it was cool. Like, he was a super nice guy. Um the Even when I've met like celebs in the wild, like not at a convention, 9 out of 10 times they're going to be cool with you because you're forking over a lot of money to meet them.
Mhm.
you know it's normally whenever they're out and about is when like you really get the horror stories. But I mean, like, I've run into celebrities like doing cons, different places like that, and seeing them like the day after or whatever, or like after the show, like out at a restaurant or something like that. I've run into plenty of them, and they were never, and most of them were always like, oh, hey, how you doing, like, none of them were ever real jerks. Like I said, three, I really don't want to get into like badmouth anybody, so I'm not really going to go
Yeah.
and be that kind of person. But
Because you don't know. They could have been
yeah,
going through something at the time that you met them.
exactly right. You never know what's going on. They could have got a bad text. Something could have happened to them. They could have been feeling bad, like feeling sick that day.
Yeah.
But you do hear some stuff from people that are just jerks in general.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Um, Case in point, people always talk about Glenn Danzig being a jerk, but I've met Glenn on many occasions, and never had anything but cool things to say about the guy.
That's super cool.
Seriously.
I've, I've only met two celebrities that were musicians. No, I take it back, three, because I met the band Attila,
Okay.
but the two that I did get to meet, the first one was unbeknownst to me, and it's kind of embarrassing. But I'm happy that it worked out the way it did. So years ago, my father-in-law was in a hospital in Pittsburgh,
Okay.
and we were staying at the hotel right across the street from PNC Park. And so back in the day, I smoked cigarettes, and my wife and I would take turns because we had kids, you know. So she would
Right.
stay with the kids, I would go down and smoke, and vice versa. So I was downstairs, I'm smoking, and there's these 3 or 4 guys, long hair, jeans, suit jackets, necklaces, chains, and to this day I cannot remember any of the conversation. All I know is we just sat there and just BS'd, and it was just about stupid shit. Had nothing to do with anything. It was like a live Seinfeld episode. So we're just
That's
like
awesome.
sitting there talking, but I see this other guy who was not part of this clique, and I see him getting a little like tweaky a little bit, and so they go up, and this guy comes over and he said, "Do you know who that was?" I said, "Not a clue." He said, "That was Leonard Skinner, man." He said they're playing
Oh,
over at
that's cool.
they were playing at PNC Park that night, and so and I thought about that. I was like, "Oh, that's cool," and it kind of made me think like maybe they appreciated that a little bit more because maybe it's like they don't get to talk to people without oogling over them, be like, "Oh, well, like, oh, what about this song?" Or how'd you write this song and stuff like that.
Right.
So I thought that was pretty cool. But the other one kind of came full circle. I'll talk about this too for a second. So back in the day when we were on the radio, this was my very first time dealing with a record label. So I watched you do it. I watched Matt Dundee do it. I watched all you guys do it down there, and I was just still kind of new. And um, back then, Insane Clown Posse was like they just really broke out, and I was like, oh, that is super cool. I got to go see him in concert, and I did when at the Metropole, which you had posted pictures of the Metropole, and I was like,
Yeah.
oh wow, that's so cool. That's where I saw IZP for the first time. Well, there was a group that opened for them called the House of Crazies. I was like, they blew me away even more so than what the Insane Clown Posse did. So over the course of time, I started following them a little bit more, and then I found out. And this was back when dial-up. Remember, in the student union, we had the computer
Yep.
room, and it took forever just to download stuff. So I finally got a hold of like who the record label was for the House of Crazies. It was Latinum Records, and I sent them an email. They sent me back with a phone number, and I called her, and I told her the 3,300 watts and everything, largest college radio in the station, or largest college radio station in the country. And she was like, "Oh, you're my new best friend." She said, "I'll send you out some material." I'm thinking, "Oh, well, I'll just get a CD or something like that." And I remember somebody coming to me and saying, "Rich, you got a box?" And I was like, "Huh?" It was like a giant freaking box, and it had House of Crazies cassettes, CDs, T-shirts, posters, keychains, lighters. I'm like, holy shit. Well, not long after that, they ended up breaking up.
Oh.
But 2 of the members stayed together and went off and joined the Insane Clown Posse's record label as Twisted.
Oh, okay.
So I followed Twisted over all the years, and I liked their material, I liked their style, everything about it. And I, the one time opportunity came where I'm like, somebody reached out to me and said, "Hey, you want to join the street team?" I was like, "Cool, yeah, I'll do that. What's Intel?" Oh, sometimes we'll send you a some flyers. You just post them up, or a lot of it now is online. So you just go to different websites and you post the shows or upcoming albums or singles, whatever. It's like, okay, cool. And I did that for like 2 or 3 years, and then I got to the point where I was like I was the regional lead for Pennsylvania, DC, Maryland, and
Oh, wow.
their show. They had a show coming up with Attila at the Enclave down in Pittsburgh in the Strip, or not in the Strip, Carson. And
Okay.
I went to go see him, and I had like backstage and meet and greets with him. It was like you could see in my face, like it just came full circle. Like I
That's
finally got
awesome.
to meet them, and they were the nicest guys. And the guy who was taking like the main pictures and stuff like that, he was like, "Okay, you gotta move on," and stuff, almost like you and John Cusack. And but yeah, that made my night. But those were the only two. Those were the only two musician celebrities that I've ever got to meet that really
I
stuck
can
out. And like I said, Attila was just kind of like they were the main headliners with Twisted, so I really didn't like really talk to them. I didn't even really know their music that much either.
I could do a 4-hour podcast on just different bands. you know, but but yeah, so that's cool though. I mean, like especially like being in the street team and like coming full circle. That's always like a plus.
Yeah, yeah,
You know,
it was pretty neat, and I was pretty happy. Like I say, in the picture, you can definitely see my face on like I was like a little kid meeting his idol for the first time.
right? You're just like, holy cow.
Who was the first celebrity that you ever got to meet? Like who, and how was it? Was it like by chance, or was it just like one of those things like, oh, I'm going to this convention, stuff like that?
To be dead honest with you, not to sound like a jerk, I don't remember who the first one was I met.
So
I don't remember because I've been like doing conventions and doing this stuff for so long that they all just kind of bled together. I honestly don't remember who the first one was. I probably hmm,
hmm,
junior high.
holy shit, okay,
Um, the first person like of real substance
hmm,
that I met was H.R. Geiger.
oh wow,
Um,
that's a big one.
in yeah, in Philly. At the Philadelphia Comic Convention, he was there, and I got him to I still have it. He drew me an alien, and I got to meet him. Um, and I met Bob Kane around that time as well,
That's even bigger, in my opinion.
and I have a couple of things. I have a couple of pictures still from that.
And if
That
anybody
Bob
doesn't know
drew
who
me.
Bob Kane is, he is the father of Batman. He created Batman.
Yes. Um, and if you know me, you know how much of a Batman nerd I am. So like my first real like meetings of like I guess famous-ish people or famous people were always like comic book artists, comic book guys, you know. Um, and now it's funny because like now I know all these members of bands and stuff like that, and but I knew them when they were still like garage bands. So to me, they're not famous people, but
Right.
the other people they would be. You know what I mean? Like,
Hey,
so they're just like guys that like I knew. you know?
do you kind of look at
Um,
that like where they're just like, do you ever get like starstruck by anybody? Like, is it just kind of like, oh, well, they're just like me. They just have a guitar and they have fans.
the only time I was ever starstruck was damn it was going back John Cusack. That was the only time I could honestly say I was ever like, you know what I mean? Like I'm like it's you. Like, but I had to play cool. I had to be like, yeah, hey, what's going on? But in the middle, but like literally, like deep down inside, I literally turned into like a 13-year-old girl. You know,
That's
I was just
that's
like, oh my god!
it's you.
I was like, it's John Cusack. You know, like I'm like, because
Tell me,
I've
sorry, I'm gonna
literally
your mom,
seen
Ricky.
every movie he's ever made. Like anything that comes out that he's in, I will watch. Like I love John Cusack. Okay, and I was just like,
I,
holy crap!
you know what
Well, I was
movie I
like, holy,
love? Because
I got
I
to
love
meet him.
John Cusack too, and what movie I love from him, and it's
Hmm.
gonna sound funny because especially if you know me, you know the kind of movies that I like, but this may shock some people, but Serendipity with
Oh, I love that movie.
him
Yeah,
and Kate Beckinsale, I love, and
yeah.
Jeremy Piven. That movie is so good, and it's one of those movies that it doesn't get talked about enough. And
No.
when it's on, it's just like, oh, you kind of forget how much you love that movie.
Yeah,
And
it's a good movie.
yeah, and very well written, very well acted. But of course, I date the movies of John Cusack back in the day. Like some of my favorite '80s movies
Another
involve
good
him.
one that no one talks about real quick, Must Love Dogs.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. And I've only watched that one time. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, Must Love Dogs.
I've only watched it one time, but I like to go back to the old, like Better Off Dead, and of course that's going to be the
Oh,
one that everybody like. And One Crazy Summer. Those
I
are
can
probably two of the
I could
ones.
reenact both of those movies. Like full blown reenact both of those movies.
And a lot of people don't realize like Chosen from the Karate Kid 2 is in Back to the Future or Back to the Future.
Yep.
Jesus.
Yep, I know what you meant.
You know what I mean.
But yeah,
Better Off Dead.
Better Off Dead is such a phenomenal movie. I love that. Best line in that whole movie is, "Look at that. Someone's throwing away a perfectly good white boy." That is what I love.
Wait a second.
Sorry,
was that in Better Off Dead?
Yeah, Better Off Dead.
I don't remember the scene because I remember that line in the movie Men at Work with Charlie Sheen, Keith David, and Emilio Estevez.
It was in that line. It was in that line too, but
Really?
it briefly. But if okay, I'll set the scene
Set
up
the scene.
because you know how John Cusack's always trying to kill himself because of his girlfriend leaving him. So he's on this overpass, and he's like getting ready to jump off this overpass to kill himself.
Mhm.
So his friend comes along. His friend's like gives him this speech, and they're like, it's like, don't kill yourself, blah blah blah. And he pats him on the back, and when he pats him on the back, he loses grip and he falls. So it looks like he's falling off this overpass to his death, but he lands into a garbage truck.
Yes. Okay.
Okay. So he's like laying in this garbage truck, and the garbage truck comes up to a light, and there's two black eye power line workers, and they're doing. And the one just looks down, and he has like a cigar in his mouth, and he looks down, he's holding this wrench, and he's like, ain't that a shame? Someone's throwing away a perfectly good white boy. And then like John Cusack looks up and waves at him, and it goes away. Like that's like one of my favorite
hilarious.
shots. I love that. And sorry I blew up your mother, Ricky. That's okay. The doctor just says she's not allowed to eat spicy foods for a while. His mom's always buying him for Christmas. His mom bought him nothing but weird like TV dinners. I remembered you like the peas in this one. Like the movie's just so crazy. If you guys have never seen Better Off Dead, like just stop listening now and watch Better Off Dead.
Oh, no.
Thank us later.
Wait till the show's over, then go watch it.
It's just filled with just absolute insanity, and it's just so good. He put his testicles all over me. His what? Like octopus tentacles. Big difference.
And that was Diane Franklin from Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure, and some Wet American Summer or something like that.
Yeah, Hot Wet American Summer.
Thank you. I couldn't remember. She's a good actress. I always like her.
She is.
But yeah, oh man, the cast in that, like Curtis Armstrong from Revenge of the Nerds.
Yep.
And wasn't he the one who like slapped John Cusack in the back? Okay.
Yep, that's it. Like the best. He's like this town's so lame. I can't even get real drugs here.
It's pure snow.
Yeah. He's like snorting snow. He's like, the street value of this mountain is. The one point where he's just like, I have been in high school for 7.5 years, and I've learned a few things.
Now, see, I really hope people are going to be like, oh, I really got to watch this movie now.
Right.
I will say that, like, yeah, definitely check it out. It's so fun. And I'm actually just curious to see if it's on anything streaming right now. So I'm looking.
I do got one more topic I would like to touch real fast.
Okay.
And this is an off the wall one. Now you and I we didn't talk about it, but I sent you a reel about it. I think Weird Al needs to do the Super Bowl halftime.
That would be amazing. But okay, I'll add to that. How
Okay.
cool would it be if Weird Al was the headliner, right? But as
Mm-hmm.
he's doing the parodies of songs, the actual artist comes out and joins him while doing it.
Oh, that would be cool.
Like, how amazing would that be? I mean, of course, it would be tough. Of course, you got the Michael Jackson songs that were probably some of his biggest ones.
That and like Coolio would be kind of hard to do too, A Gangster's Paradise. But still, I mean, like,
Hey, holograms are a
how
thing. I'm just saying.
exactly right. I mean, where there's a will, there's a way, guys.
If Tupac can do it, so can you. No, I think that is so awesome. I think that would be a great idea. It would be hilarious. And I guarantee that you would have, like, you would get so many people watching sports. I mean, you want to focus on Taylor Swift just to bring in a new demographic
Right.
to watch football. I can't freaking talk today. What the freak?
And then I'm sorry, but like he puts on an amazing show to begin with. I did see him live twice.
Yeah.
And he's phenomenal live. Just the way he does his stuff. And the dude, okay, for those of you who are wondering like what we're talking about, earlier I saw this guy did this whole thing about like having like the perfect like Super Bowl halftime, and he said Weird Al, so that's why I'm doing this, because the dude nailed it. Like everybody knows Weird Al. The guy has no real like. Have you ever heard anything bad about Weird Al? It's like you've never heard the Weird Al is squeaky clean.
Yeah.
He's a genius. He's funny. He transcends everything. He can do any type of music, and he would just be so cool. Can you imagine like his halftime show?
Yeah. Oh,
it would rule.
Like Bedrock Anthem. See, this would be a prime opportunity. Here comes Anthony Kiedis and the Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Yep.
That would be really cool. I mean, some of it.
Get the dude from Riding Dirty for White and Nerdy. I mean, like, there's just so much. I mean, I would. That would probably be, and I'm not joking when I say this, that would probably be in the top 5 Super Bowl halftime shows ever.
100%.
Just because of how he would do it, the mass appeal that he has. Even people that say, "Oh, I think he's stupid," by the time they're done, they'd be like, "Dude, that was awesome."
Anybody who thinks that he's stupid, I mean, really, I mean, A, you don't have a sense of humor.
None. No.
And I said what I said. Don't come at me.
Yep.
You don't have a sense of humor, and you don't recognize talent, because while he does come off as sometimes corny with some of the stuff that he does, it's genius. His writing is very well done.
Oh my God, yeah.
And he's a funny actor too.
Yeah. Yeah.
He does it.
I mean, like, his version of that Lorde song, what is it?
Aluminum Foil.
Yeah. Like, holy crap that is so beautiful. I love that. It's so funny. Like, anything he does is great.
Yeah, I agree. And I think that did I see something where he's going to be touring again soon?
Oh God, I hope so. You know, he played the Ice Garden once.
Really?
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah. He played the Ice Garden.
I can't.
No, I didn't go. I didn't go to that because it was the same night as Sunny Day Real Estate, and I sell my kidneys to see Sunny Day Real Estate. So like, there's no way I was missing SDR ever.
Right.
So, yeah, like, and so like, I missed that Weird Al show. But yeah, I've seen him twice before, and like I said, I would go if he played tomorrow, and I would be there because he is so good live.
I've seen like, I've not seen him live, but I've seen him perform live on like award shows or things like that.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, he does. He puts on a good show.
He's so worth watching, and he's so funny.
Yeah,
All he does massive costume changes in between. It's so full of energy. He's super. He was at Steel City Con last year, I think, signing autographs. And everybody that I know that went to see him said like he was just amazing, taking pictures with everybody. His autograph sessions were cheap. He wasn't charging for photos. Um, he was just like a super super nice guy. I guess his line was long too.
oh well, of course.
Right.
That's
Why wouldn't it be?
I'm really hoping to go to Steel City Con this year, or this August, because and they're having a lot of the Full House cast there, and that's not the reason why, but John Bernthal is going to be there.
Is he?
Yeah, and I'm like,
I think John Cusack's going to be there too.
he is, he is, and
Yeah.
Bernthal is like, this was the only thing that concerns me is like this was even before the announcement of Spider-Man. So I'm kind of curious to see what his line's going to be like.
Yeah, I wonder what it's going to. Yeah,
Because he's a phenomenal actor.
I bet she's going to have a long line.
Oh, 100%. I say 100% a lot. I don't know why.
Mike Tyson's going to be there.
Yeah, Mike Tyson. That's funny. There's a lot of voice actors from like video games going to be there too. I noticed that.
I'm looking at the list right now.
My buddy Kenny, I talked to, he works at Walmart, and when I go in there and work, and we graduate high school together too, so we'll talk about Steel City Con a lot, and he gets a lot of autographs from like people, especially from like the Halloween cast and stuff. But here, we talk about Steel City Con a lot, and it's like, is there really anybody there? Like, we try to determine whether or not who would be there that would be worth us going, you know? And really, a lot of the people that's there right now, it's not like anybody that I would be. Oh, shit. See, I didn't even realize this. What a kick ass. See, I'm going to have to, like, Brian, I hope you're listening. Not only is John Bernthal going to be there, Thomas Jane's going to be there too. So you're going to get both Punishers.
You know who else is going to be there? Hank Azaria.
Okay. I'm glad you brought up Hank Azaria. Just to go off into a tangent. Let's talk about The Simpsons.
Yes. Yes.
Before we get into the final thoughts of the night, so there was just an episode that aired last week, and I didn't watch it. Did you watch it?
Yes.
Okay, so I didn't watch it, but I saw the image, and I saw that there was a lot of flack about it. So in this episode. Actually, I'll let you go, since you watched the episode, set it up for us.
Okay. It's a futuristic episode. I'm not going to go into great detail because not a lot of people, in case people haven't watched it or anything like that or want to. It's a futuristic episode where Marge dies. Okay. And people are going mad over this. And I mean mad over this. They're thinking like Marge isn't going to come back for the next season. Oh my God, Marge is dead. It's over for her. She's not going to be on the show anymore. Blah blah blah. No, no, that's not the case. It was a futuristic episode. It is not canon to the actual proceedings of the show. This is just how many times have they killed Homer off? Like we said before. But I mean, like this is just like I said, like it's a futuristic episode. This does not mean Marge will not be coming back. Marge is coming back, for the regular seasons as it goes on. Because I can't remember, they've signed a new contract. Marge is going to be on it for a while, guys. You're fine.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it. Quit being crazy because that's what you are. You're crazy. And calm down, people. Two things. Two things. One, it's a cartoon. Okay? And two, it was a futuristic episode. And as it being a cartoon, cartoons have the ability to negate space and time. Physics don't belong in cartoons. So
Right.
cartoons can manipulate anything that they want.
Yes. Yes, they have, and it just kind of blew my mind that, like, and it did. It kind of like when I saw it, I was like, "Oh my god, why?" And then I was like, "Oh, it's not real." Like, yeah, it aired, but it's not real. But it's just it's funny. It's funny
Right.
to see people get so upset over a fictional character like this. But of
Yeah, I
course,
mean, like, the internet was losing its mind over this.
yeah, it must have been a slow week or something. I don't know. Like Sabrina Carpenter must not have had like a new drink at Dunkin'. I don't know, but
Right.
people were so up in arms about it.
I I was just like, oh my god, calm the hell down.
Yeah, I think what it is no, I really don't because like still we got the Homer thing, but in my mind I'm going, maybe it's because it's like Marge was like that motherly figure to people, like it's part of their childhood. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe just people just looked at Marge as like she was the safe one on the show.
That's what it seems like.
Yeah, I don't know. Like I can't
Yeah,
wait
that's what
to.
it seemed like.
I hope.
Like they were, like you said, they were the safe ones.
Yeah, I hope when when the season premiere next season comes out, I hope they address it in like some kind of funny manner, like taking stab at the hate toward it. Like I think that would be pretty fun.
That would be funny. I hope, like, fingers crossed that they do.
I really hope so. Well, so I mean, while talking about some childhood things, I want to bring this to a close, but I want to go over. I saw a meme online, and I kind of want to do this as like kind of maybe a reoccurring thing at the end of the show and stuff like that. And I think this would be pretty cool, pretty fun. So we're gonna see where it goes. So I saw this meme. It took 4 movies, okay, and
Oh no, I
yeah,
know where you're
it took
going.
4 movies, and it says you can only get rid of one. I'm like, well, what's the fun in that? I said, that's easy. I mean, you can always pinpoint one to get rid of to keep 3. But what if you could only keep one? So if you're in this bunker, or if the apocalypse is about to happen and you're descending, but you're only allowed to take a few items, and you have a choice of these movies, you can only take one. Which one would it be? And I'm like, okay, so this is how it's gonna go. So, and I don't feel like I made this easy. Okay, I really don't feel like I made this easy. So,
Oh, I'm sure you
4
didn't.
options, and 4 options. Okay, The Goonies. Okay, Stand by
Okay.
Me, The Lost Boys, and Back to the Future. Those are the 4 movies at this for this week. You can only keep one. So where are you gonna go? It's tough.
Ooh.
It's so tough because the Goonies was like that. Like all of them have like some kind of like camaraderie of friendship between the cast. There's always a group of friends, whether they're vampires looking for a dead body or buried treasure, or
Okay.
helping their
Okay.
parents.
This is gonna sound weird for me, but I will take the Lost Boys out. Period.
Okay.
It's like that one's. I love the Lost Boys. Don't get me wrong, but out of those, that 4, that's my weakest link.
Okay.
I love love the Lost Boys. I know it's a lot of people's absolute favorites, but to me, it was a great movie. But it wasn't like a movie that like just grabbed me. Um, so take the Lost Boys out.
Okay.
Then Goonies, Stand by Me. What was the third one?
Back to the Future.
Back to the Future. Take Back to the Future out.
Okay.
Again, absolutely love Back to the Future. Fantastic movie. I mean, heck, it even spawned Rick and Morty. But we'll take that out. All right, you know what my answer is going to be? Final answer?
Final answer.
I'm taking Stand By Me.
Okay. That
I'm taking
is
Stand By Me.
an amazing choice. And
that was very hard. I'm sweating bullets on it. That was very hard. Because, I mean, like, The Goonies is such a phenomenal movie. And, heck, okay, like, you know I'm into, like, guns, knives, and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I'm into, like, EDC culture. I actually have I'll send you a picture of it in a minute. I have a custom-made Goonies pry bar.
Oh, my God.
Yes, I'll send you a picture.
Yeah, definitely do that. So you went with Stand By Me. Okay, great choice. And I'm sitting there, like, I'm racking my brain. And I've had since last week to think about this. And it's been driving me crazy because The Lost Boys, okay? Being a horror fanatic that I am, you know, that's, to me, that and Fright Night are probably some of my favorite vampire movies of all time. But I have to agree with you in a sense that reluctantly, I'm going to have to take that one out. And Goonies is going to be another one that I'm taking out. And the only reason why is I can't even because it's a relatable movie to an extent, but it still has, I don't know, just something about it that just doesn't make me want to say that I'm going to keep watching it over and over again. And
right.
I'm
there. I sent you the pictures of the pry bar.
Okay. I'm waiting for my laptop to go off. It'll go ding. Oh, there it goes. You know what? And I'm going to actually go with you. And as much as I love Back to the Future, I do. I love Back to the Future so much. And I've been thinking about that movie a lot lately. Which, you know, led me to give the Crispin Glover honorable mention to on Father's Day for Marty's dad, George. And
right.
I think that movie is timeless. And while it was done in the 80s, it still holds up to this day. It is a phenomenal movie. Although it is funny that you sent me the clip of John Mulaney doing the bit about how Doc Brown and Marty McFly are never explained how they became friends. And I think that is so funny. But so yeah, I'm taking Back to the Future out and Stand By Me. I'm going to say Stand By Me. And to this day, the reason why I say this movie is it is such a coming of age story, so well written. And I feel that it's almost like a rite of passage that everybody should watch this movie, especially young males. And
it was funny.
Not to sound like
last year,
sexist or anything like that, but yeah.
Sorry about.
Good.
Sorry about that. Last year, my wife was reading a book, and she's like, "Oh, this book is so good." Blah blah blah. I was like, "Well, what's it about?" And she's like, "It's about these kids that are living in small towns, like around Vietnam area. They live in a small town, and they're going to find somebody gets killed, and they're going to find a dead body." I was like, "Oh, Stand By Me." She's like, "That's not the name of it, because it's based on a book
called The Body."
And yep, The Body. And she's like, "No, that's not it." I was like, the movie that came out of that book is called Stand By Me. And she's like, "Really?" I was like, "Yeah," because she never heard of it. So I was like, "We're going to watch it." I was like, "Finish the book and then we'll watch it." And then she finished the book, and a couple of weeks later, we ended up watching it. She's like, "Yep, that was it." I was like, "Yeah, I know." No, I never read the book. I never got around to reading the book. Just I've always wanted to, just haven't done it.
I
Um,
have. I have read the book. It's from um, Stephen King's Different Seasons.
okay,
And the only reason why I got the book was mainly because the body was in it and Stand By Me. But also another huge, wildly underrated movie that doesn't get talked about enough was based off of a book, and it was in this book from Stephen King. And I still to this day think arguably that it is probably one of the greatest movies of all time, and that's The Shawshank Redemption. But in the
Shawshank's
book,
great.
yeah, but in the book, it's called Rita Hayworth and The Shawshank Redemption.
Right.
But it also had Apt Pupil in it, which I've never watched. I've never watched the film, and I didn't read the story. I've only read The Shawshank in the Body, but also
Okay.
another book called A Breathing Method.
Okay. I've never read them either. No, it's not that I don't want to. Just never got around to it.
No. Sometimes it's hard to read for me. I prefer to watch the movie, but if I do read, I try to do the audiobook at least, and especially while I'm working. So that way I can listen. I listened to all three Clown in a Cornfields
Yeah, okay.
on audio. I read or listen. I keep saying I read. I really didn't read. I listened to the BC Boys book. I've listened to Salem's Lot.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot easier for me while I'm out and about working to listen to audiobooks than to read.
Whenever I'm at work, I either listen to podcasts or audiobooks myself. But I do read a lot, and I read a lot of nerd stuff. I read a lot of like politics and philosophy crap.
Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that at all.
Yeah. But well, we should start maybe wrapping this up, man.
Yeah,
Holy crap,
absolutely.
this is
And
our longest episode yet, huh?
I think so. I think it was, and I love how it continues to grow. And I really appreciate all the fans that have been listening and keep it up. Share. One of the biggest things that I really hope, like when we post something on Facebook, just share it. Like you don't even have to
Yeah, please
comment to share it. Just hit the share button. Just get us out there a little bit.
like and share, and if you're on like Spotify or anything like that, please leave a comment. That does help us.
Leave a review. Yeah, it helps. Makes it easier for other people to find us as well.
Right. So yeah, just it gives us a little bit of a boost, gives us a little bit of a help out. Hey, this is our first episode that we didn't talk about comic books.
It really is. It is. Although I do want to mention something that is somewhat comic related or artwork related. Did you see the new logo? Of course you did. I shared it.
Oh yes, I
you-
saw the new logo.
The
and
new logo. My
is
daughter.
phenomenal.
Yeah, my daughter did the logo, and I was like, there's really nothing in here that's like that says that there's comics involved also. And she said, well, if you look at the pop, it's done with the little dots like like the old comic books. I was like, oh, that's so cool. It's like such a little subtle way of throwing it in there, but I thought it was perfect. I think it's gonna, pop when you see flyers or cards or I don't know, might even pop up on a T-shirt or so. I'm just saying.
I don't know. There may be some stickers involved at some point in time too.
I we may be hinting, we may not be. I'll never tell. Anyway, where can everybody find you at?
If you're looking for me, you can always find me over there at the Instagrams. You know me. I am nomad _ comics _ collectibles _ So, like I said, I always say I post every single day 2 to 3 items every day.
That's awesome. And you can head over to Lights Camera Pop on Facebook. Follow there. You can Lights Camera Pop Pod on Instagram. And if you see, like, usually I post on my personal page, which I think I'm going to just change my personal page on Instagram. Maybe take off my last name and just start using it like that. I don't know. But that you can also email us any questions, comments, solutions, I don't know. Ask us about the weather. We'll tell you about it.
Recipes, whatever you want, man.
Oh yeah, I'm always down for some recipes. I've said that last
Yep.
episode. But yeah, that's Lights Camera Pop Pod at outlook.com. But on that happy note, I hope everybody enjoyed getting your geek on with Rich and Mike. And we will see you next week, or actually, you'll hear us next week, and then you won't see us, I guess.
Unless you have like some cameras that we don't know about.
Hey, you never know. These people are smart.
Hey, man.
But on that happy note,
Either they're CIA handlers. Have a good day, guys.
all right, guys. Take care. Have a good night and keep your geek on.